At T-Mobile, our critical mission is providing unparalleled 5G coverage for when connectivity is mission critical. Introducing T-Priority, America's best 5G network experience for first responders, even in times of congestion. More capacity, faster speeds, better coverage. T-Priority from T-Mobile, built for tomorrow's emergencies, ready today. Discover more at t-priority.com.
For qualifying organizations on eligible rate plans, coverage not available in some areas and may be impacted by emergencies.
We all know the job market today is just plain weird, and that weirdness is making it really hard to find good people, right? Well, let's get into that on 10-Minute Food Truck Training. Hi, my name is Bill Moore. I'm the founder of foodtrucktraining.group, and today's topic is a tough one: where to find good people. Food truck owners are facing an intense labor shortage with too many jobs and too few people wanting to work. Food truck owners are running a 4-person truck, unfortunately with 1 or 2 employees, including themselves. And they're facing complaints and slow service and just massive frustration. I talk to people all the time that are asking me, how can I find more people? How can I get through these days? Well, it's going to be difficult for a little while. The government's rewarding people for not working with these unbelievable unemployment payments. There's good people out there that are looking for work. All we got to do is find them. So start with your own circle of influence. Finding a good employee reflects your own networking ability and your skills and contact list. Use sources that you already have. For instance, your church, your friends, your family. You're not going to necessarily offer one of those folks a job, but you're asking them, do they know someone that's good that might be looking for a job? It could be a teenager of a neighbor. It could be a friend of a friend that you go to church with. The idea is to expand and let people know what you're looking for. Talk to your extended family and friends, past co-workers, their family. Again, not to offer those specific folks a job, but to see if they know someone that is looking for a job. You can go to high school. You can go to Votex. They all have hospitality programs, and most of them require some type of work experience for the students to be in that program to begin with. Teenagers are a great source of employees. A lot of people have a real negative opinion of teenagers as being lazy, or they have their noses stuck in a cell phone. They're not going to be hard workers. And unfortunately, like every group of people, there's going to be some good ones, there's going to be some bad ones. Your job is to find the good ones. For example, my very first job was, of course, when I was a teenager, like many of you, and it was in fast food. I was so slow, the management thought I was on drugs. It's the same thing. You have to look at the teenagers. They're not going to walk in and be able to run a grill or run the cash register or to wrap sandwiches as fast as you. And they shouldn't. You already know what you're doing. You've got to train them. For me personally, I've always loved hiring teenagers. You train them properly, you treat them right, you treat them fair, and they're going to stick around with you all the way through high school. And if they go to a local college, all the way through college. So you have somebody that could stay with you potentially 5, 6, 7 years because you treated them right and you paid them well. Not a very difficult choice to make. Hire teenagers, but train them. Train them on your expectations. So if you are going to go the teenager route, you also going to be looking at colleges. Colleges have hospitality degrees. That's a whole other group of people that you can ask if they need a job. And best of all, they want to work in hospitality. You present your job offer to them as an opportunity to actually learn not only the basics, how to cook something on a grill or how to run a cash register, but also how to do the business side of a food truck. So now your education for them becomes more valuable than just making a few dollars an hour, because they're going to get a whole lot better experience from you than they will ever get in a classroom. And they'll be a better future entrepreneur by having worked with you. And then there's other places you can look for employees. Check social services in your area. There's organizations that help folks with disabilities find meaningful employment. Clearly not all the folks that have disabilities will be able to work with you, but some will. And that's all you need is 1 or 2. You're not trying to staff 70 or 80 people in a restaurant. You only need 1 or 2. And if you're open and honest with your job description, the organizers of those groups, they'll be able to tell you right away whether they have candidates that make sense for what you're describing. Look into organizations that help senior citizens or do drug recovery or halfway houses, and then mental services. Again, not everybody's going to be a good fit for your business, But just getting your now hiring word out is important, because if they don't have somebody today, they may have a candidate come in tomorrow that would be a perfect fit for you. School bus drivers, a decent opportunity if you are a lunch service food truck, because they typically get off their duties around 11:30, and then they got to resume them around 1:30, and they're only going to be there exactly when you're busy. So there's you a part-time cashier a few days a week, or a part-time grill guy a few days a week. There's potential there. You just have to go look for it. Of course, the negative to having a school bus driver, or even anybody that's working a second job, is they've always got responsibilities to that other job. So you might have a line of 30 people, and 1 o'clock rolls around, that school bus driver has to leave to start their school bus route. They have to leave. So you have to handle the business one person down. So kind of keep those things in mind. You can prospect, go to your competitors, go to restaurants, ask that smiling cashier if they know somebody that's looking for a job, and give them your business card. If they're not happy with the job they're in, they may call you up. But if they know somebody that's looking for a job, they could still hand your card off to somebody else. You could ask the gas station attendant that's friendly and outgoing, the grocery store clerk, anybody you have contact with, if they're friendly and outgoing, just ask that question. Hey, I've got a business. I'm looking for some great people just like you. Here's my business card. If you know somebody that needs a job in a food truck, give them my card. If you don't know somebody, come check me out next week. I'll be, and giving your address. Finding a good employee is an ongoing task, and it can be very frustrating. Never stop looking. Even when things settle down and the economy gets back to something of normalcy, you should always keep looking for good people. Even when you're fully staffed. I want to say that again. Even when you're fully staffed, look for good people. I have sat on 100 applications when I'm fully staffed, and then as soon as I need an employee and I can't even find somebody to fog a mirror, kind of like what you're facing right now. I'm sure a lot of you folks would just be happy to have anybody say, yeah, I'll take a job. You always keep looking. Always keep adding on people. Good ones. Great ones. Not just people that'll fog a mirror. Always keep looking. Always make contacts. If you find somebody that you really honestly don't have room for, still give them your business card and say, look, there'll be times that come up where I need somebody to fill in. Would you be willing to fill in? I have a big event coming in the summer. I'm just going to need somebody over the weekend. Would you like to make a couple $100 extra just for that weekend? Some people say yes. Some people will say no. But the idea is you've got people thinking, ooh, I know where I can make an extra $400. And they'll come work for you for a few days or a week. So other reasons to keep looking while you're fully staffed is backup. Again, somebody calls off, you got some backup. Expansion. Let's say you want to build a second truck, or you want to get another hot dog cart. Where are you going to find the employees? And then there's also the sad reality of weed and feed. And what that means is you weed out the bad employees and replace them with good employees and feed those good employees. Because if you have a staff of 5, they better be superstars. If you have a staff of 2, they better be superstars. If they're not, continue to look until you find 2 superstars. Don't just settle for somebody that says, yes, I'll take a job, because they may not be great. Or they could be like I was, so slow that people think they're on drugs. Just like every task you have in a food truck, recruitment never ever ends. I know it's a whole lot of information to digest. I'm going to leave you guys to figure out which tidbits make the most sense for your business and which ones you can just toss out the window. Have more details, believe it or not, on a video presentation coming up on our private Facebook group. The link will be in the description. And until next time, you guys have a great and profitable week.